Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Inspire with Fire, episode 75. But we've been on a little bit of a hiatus while I was doing the Come Up Higher challenge, which was wow. That challenge was amazing. I know a lot of you were able to join us for that, and it was just, man, I just have no words. I have no words for it. I was a little bit sad to see it come to an end, but it doesn't necessarily come to a complete end. We just roll over everything that was happening there into Inspire with Fire, and we continue to go with it. But that group was amazing, and we're going to continue to do some things with that group. So if you're hopping on Inspire with Fire today from the challenge, welcome. Welcome to be here with us today, and we're going to talk about how to overcome some burnout. Anybody ever feel like you've been a little bit burnt out or overwhelmed with everything life's throwing your way? Well, today we got some solutions. Some solutions for you. So, see you guys here. Good morning, Miss Jillian. Good to see you in the house. My sister, all the way from Kansas City. Good morning, Miss Mary. Good to see you in the house today. Very excited to see you and all you other guys who are watching. I see you hiding out in the back row there. It's okay. You can come out and play in the comments if you want to. If not, that's okay. I see you, boo. And I'm just grateful you're here. So, okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So, burnout, man, overwhelm. Burnout, I think, is an overused term, and it sounds so dramatic, doesn't it? Like, oh, I'm so burnt out. But really, burnout can come in a lot of different levels, and it can wear a lot of different faces or hats, so to speak, and it can, look and feel very bad in some cases if left unattended. But yeah, if you know what to look for, you can head it off at the pass. Hey, I see more of you guys rolling into the room. Welcome, welcome. Drop a note in the comments. Let us know you're here. Let us know where you're watching from, and we will give you a shout out of hellos. But so what are some signs and some symptoms of burnout? Is the first thing I want to talk about. So just some things to look for to give you some warning signs. Because here at Inspire with Fire, we meet you at the intersection of life, faith, family, and business. We talk a lot about faith and a lot about our spiritual growth, but sometimes we need to pause and integrate some of the practical things that happen in life, and so today we're focusing more on a life aspect of your existence here on the planet. So with burnout, if you know what to look for, or overwhelm, let's say overwhelm's another word that is, if you're starting to feel overwhelmed and frustrated, that is a good sign. That a big sign, actually, the neon when flashing, that you're on the road to burnout if you don't make some adjustments and make some changes. Now, you do not have to get to burnout. God does not intend for us to get to burnout. He does not intend for us to walk in overwhelm, but He does give us those indicators along the way to help us identify when we might be headed there so that we can turn the ship around. Somebody say, turn that boat around. You ain't going down that road. Turn that boat around. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to learn how to watch for those signs and turn that boat around. So come on, somebody. All right, so some things to look for. That overwhelmed feeling. You just want to be an ostrich and put your head in the sand when you think about everything you have to do, like Scarlett O'Hara. I will not think about that today. I choose not to think about that today. So those are some techniques you can use. Just don't think about it. Put your head in the sand and don't look around. Everything gonna be all right. But having those feelings of that you just don't want to face everything that has to be done, or unusual tiredness, exhaustion. Like, have you ever talked to somebody or even caught yourself or heard yourself every time somebody's like, hey, how are you doing? And you're like, oh, I'm so tired. Well, you're so tired because you keep saying you're so tired. You remember the power of life and death is in the tongue. So, but you can have those feelings of overwhelm, and that can create this heavy weight on your shoulders that you're carrying around all the time, and it can make you feel utterly exhausted, even though in the physical reality you may not be doing a whole lot. You're just carrying around the weight and the burden of everything you think you have to do. Emphasis on the word think you have to do. Because you don't have to do all those things you think you have to do all the time, right? We're going to talk a little bit about that too. Loss of interest in hobbies, like things that you used to be really excited about. Now you're just kind of like, whatever. You just don't care anymore. You could take it, you could leave it. It doesn't matter. That's a good indicator that you're on a road that you might want to turn that ship around or re-examine what you're thinking about, how your thoughts are progressing, like what is the thought pattern that led you to that point of feeling less than interested in the things that you used to be very excited about. And then some cynicism, negative attitude type stuff, sarcasm, like a bad attitude and saying, like, rolling your eyes at certain things that you see or observe, or just that kind of whole negativity vibe. Somebody say no negativity zone. This is a no negativity zone. So when you start feeling that stuff happen in your own mind, or you hear those kinds of things coming out of your own mouth, it's time to pay attention. Pay attention. Put up, say, whoa, 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 whoa. Let pause, time out. You got to take time out with yourself and figure out what's going on and what is causing that. Because we have a no negativity zone. We're going to live a positive life. We're going to make positive decrees. We're going to say positive things out of our mouth, because the power of life and death is in the tongue, and there's power on our words this year. For those of you who were in the challenge, you know what I'm talking about. This is the year of the voice, and the voice has authority, and the voice has power. So you want to make sure that your voice is speaking a word and speaking a message that is positive and what you want to actually see manifest or be created in your life. So somebody say, zip it. If it ain't positive, zip it. Oh, geez. You can also have some physical symptoms. Because, we've talked about this in other episodes before. Stress can produce physical sickness in your body, as can many other things like unforgiveness and anger and resentment. All those kinds of things can produce physical sickness in your body. Well, overwhelm is just another word for stress. So stress can cause physical symptoms in your body. So if you're, having more frequent headaches or stomach aches, or, fatigue, we've already covered, or any other kinds of physical issues, itchy skin, breaking out in hives or rashes, all those kinds of things oftentimes are stress induced. And so getting that overwhelm and stress out of your life can often bring healing to your physical body as well. So just some signs to look for. So that head in the sand feeling, though, is the biggest indicator, at least for me. Like when I'm just gonna crawl in the bed, pull the covers over my head, and the world doesn't exist anymore. That's my big sign that I'm like, wait a minute, you might have a little too much on your plate. Might need to reevaluate some things. But so some reasons people feel burned out, speaking of too much on your plate, that's one of them. People tend to take too much on because we think we're superheroes, or we really just want to we our heart wants to do so much, but the reality is there's only so many hours in a day. There's only so much you can do. There's the human body is the human body, and we are limited somewhat. We are supernatural beings, but we still live in a place of time and space limitation. So, overcommitment, neglecting your own needs, too heavy of a load for too short of a time. So sometimes just, for too long of a time, having too heavy of a load with too much to do in a short time period, or having a heavy load and carrying that heavy load for an extended time period. Did you know that in and of itself, like exposure to a long-term load, can actually produce post-traumatic stress disorder in people? That because it's not just going to a traumatic environment or being in an environment like war, although that certainly is one way that people could suffer from post-traumatic stress, and it is one way that many of our veterans suffer from that. But post-traumatic stress can also just be carrying a high level of stress for a long period of time. And so I know lots of people in the professional world who have had to get treatment for that because they allowed the load of stress to be carried in their bodies for too long. And by doing that, they created a situation that they needed treatment for. And so you definitely don't want to get to that point where, you have to take an extended leave of absence to deal with, so that you can wind down from everything you've been carrying and dealing with for so long. So, hey Kelly, I see you hopped on. Good to see you this morning, girl. We talking about overwhelm today and burnout and how to get rid of it and avoid it. So some solutions for how we can overcome burnout and deal with it. First, you want to have a business meeting with God. Somebody say, have a business meeting with God, because let's hop on over into our inspiration for today. Somebody say, inspiration station. Here we go. So, what does Jesus say about this? He says, are you weary and carrying a heavy burden? Then come to me. There's your business meeting with God. Come to me. I will refresh your life, for I am your oasis. Simply join your life with mine. Learn my ways, and you'll discover that I'm gentle, humble, easy to please. You'll find refreshment and rest in me. For all that I require of you will be pleasant and easy to bear. Check this out. You know how a lot of people think like God just wants us to do, like you're a human doing and not a human being? Actually, it's the opposite. Look at this. It's the opposite. God wants us to chill. He's like, I'm gentle. I'm easy. I'm easy to please. Like, you don't have to do all this to please me. I'm easy to please. He's a chill. Like, if God were your boss, God would be like the most chill boss ever. Okay? So relax a little bit. It's not how well or how much we perform and how much we do. It's, are we doing the things that are important to him that he's given us to do? And what ends up happening a lot of times is people take on things that God never intended them to take on. He never asked them to take on. They just took it on themselves, or they thought it was going to be a good thing, and so they just jumped on it and said, "Woohoo, let's do it." And God never said, let's do it. So those can sometimes be some of the overwhelm and burnout situations we find ourselves in, can sometimes be self-inflicted. Not always, but occasionally. Anybody ever been guilty of that, taking on something God never asked you to do? I have. I'll admit it. I've done it more than once, and every time I say, man, I'm never going to do that again. And lo and behold, I do it again. I'm still learning, y'all. Some things I pick up quick, some things I pick up slow. That's one I've picked up slow. But But God he's easy to please. And he says, in me, when you abide in me you find refreshment and rest, and that everything that he requires of you is pleasant, it's enjoyable, it's easy to bear. That flips your perspective, which happens to be one of our solutions here, is that we need to that one of the ways that we can avoid or beat or overcome burnout is to shift our perspective about what it is that we're doing and why that we're doing it, and finding ways to do it that are different so that it doesn't cause those feelings of overwhelm or burnout. Another thing that you can do is to make sure that you are using your time well, and your and to that you're using your time well. In the age that we live in with all these distractions, can somebody say distraction central? With all the distractions that we have in the world today, every 30 seconds sometimes my phone is going ding, ding, ding. And if I responded to every ding, oh my gosh, I would be on my phone all day long responding to dings from, WhatsApp, Telegram, Facebook Messenger, text messages, whatever else, Instagram messages, Snapchat messages, TikTok alerts. I mean, there's so many things, news alerts, emails. There's so many things coming at us like full speed ahead all the time. But you know what the solution to that is? Is you don't keep up with those things, you make them keep up with you. Come on, flip that perspective. No, I don't have to keep up with all the messages coming at me. They better keep up with me, because I'm on a mission and I'm moving forward and I'm going somewhere. And if those messages can't keep up to my speed, then they get left behind. It's not that your inbox is full because you don't have time. It's because your inbox is full because your inbox is running behind you. You're ahead of the inbox. That's a perspective flip. I got 55,000 emails that are behind me because they were just too late showing up. Oh man. When you think about it like that, it kind of makes it like, it's fun, right? Catch me if you can. That's what my emails be doing. They'll be running after me. Hey, hey. Oh man. So prioritizing your time and looking at maybe saying, this is when I was in executive management, when I was a big wig back in the day. Then we went through this leadership training where all the management teams and all of that, we had to do a time tracker, a 15-minute time tracker. It was some time management class we took. And we had to, every 15 minutes, it was based on like the Franklin Covey system and all that. Every 15 minutes we had to jot down what we were doing. Like just make a note. We had this little sheet that we kept at our desk and it was all official, and we had to write down every 15 minutes, I'm responding to emails, or I'm taking a phone call, or I'm meeting with a staff member, whatever it was that we were doing in those 15 minutes. And it was very revealing because it shows you where your time goes. Like it's a fun thing to do, even if you're not being forced to do it like we were. It's a fun thing to do because it is very revealing to show you where your time goes. Because what if at that 15-minute marker, when you go to write something down, you're like, oh, I'm scrolling through Facebook because I got a ding on my phone and it made me pick up Messenger, which then led me over to Facebook, that then led me to scroll through the news feed, and now I'm watching cat videos and laughing at memes, and I'm sharing things, and oh, they commented on my post, so I got to respond to it. So you end up, 15, if you catch yourself doing that 4 or 5 times a day at your 15-minute tracker, you're like, okay, maybe I should turn notifications off on my phone during this block of time that I want to have focused work. You see what I'm saying? So it's just that little that one practice of doing that just for a week to track your time and then track your mood along with it. Like, okay, every 15 minutes, this is kind of how I'm feeling. Like, I want to go bury my head in the sand, or I want to go, pull the covers over my head, or I want to, I'm daydreaming about being at the beach. Um, I'm happy. I feel good. I'm motivated. I'm focused. However you're feeling during that time frame, connected to whatever it is you're doing. Think about that. Like, then you can see like how the things you're doing possibly affect your mood. So there's a lot of ways you can really examine and look at yourself and your own patterns to tweak them and make them better. So yeah, exercise, good sleep habits. Everybody knows those standard things that you can do to avoid that. And then, but really establishing connections with people who can support you. Coaches, mentors. If you've really gone too far down this path, maybe you need a therapist. I don't know. Nothing wrong with that if you do. I've talked to people before, but it's things that people that can support you and give you what you need to help you flip and move away from and get off of that path that is just going to take you to a place of greater overwhelm, a place of more burnout. So turning that ship around. Remember at the beginning we said, turn that boat around, girl. You ain't going down that path. Not on my watch. So we're going to do some of those things. And then the big one here, the hard one, is having those tough conversations with colleagues, with partners, with friends, with family, and setting those boundaries and reestablishing and resetting those boundaries with people. And sometimes people will be very understanding and they're like, oh, I totally get it, and they're on board to help you and support you with that. Sometimes people might get a little salty about it and they'll be like, oh, what does she think she's doing? Who does she think? Why is she doing this to me? But in those cases, you're just like, hey, you let them know I'm doing this so that I can be more productive, and if it's in a work type situation, so where it's somebody that you're working with or even working for, I'm doing this so that I can be more efficient and effective for you, or more productive for you. And so turn around and let them know what's in it for them, and also to protect your health, because you've got to protect your own health, right? So, you develop those ground rules, establish those new boundaries, and then help them shift their perspective if needed. Maybe they need a perspective shift. Maybe they're relying on you and you're enabling their bad behavior. So someone else's emergency is not your responsibility. Someone else's lack of follow through is not your responsibility to make sure it gets done. So just really knowing where those lines are and what is really yours and what is really someone else's. Okay, y'all with me? Everybody still with me? Give me some love. Hey, Lisa, good to see you in the house. Oh, good. I'm so glad that it is helpful information for you today. I had no idea why God wanted me to talk about this today, but I went with it because that's what I do. So Galatians 6:9. Don't allow yourselves to be weary or disheartened in planting good seeds, for the season of reaping the wonderful harvest you've planted is coming. Don't stop 3 feet from gold. Sometimes overwhelm will make you want to just throw in the towel and be like, I'm done. I just can't do it anymore. See ya. I'm out of here. I'm going to the beach. Enjoy it. But remember why you started. And maybe you are going through a season of overwhelm. Maybe you are going through a season of everything piling on you at one time. But remember why you started and why you're doing what you're doing. In that business meeting with God, asking Him, is this still something that you want me to do? Is because we're in a new season right now. We just went through Rosh Hashanah. We just went through the Days of Awe and Sukkot and the Feast of Tabernacles. And those of you guys who were in the challenge with me, we had a great time learning about all of that and what that is. So we are literally right now in a new season. And God is shifting things in your life. He's changing things in your life. He's bringing new assignments to you. So if you're trying to hold on to old assignments that God doesn't necessarily want you to do anymore and still take on the new assignments too, then you're going to have overwhelm, because you're keeping something that's not yours to keep anymore. You're still carrying a load and a burden that God doesn't want you to carry anymore. So that business meeting with God is the most crucial and important thing that you can do, to come to Him, put everything on the table and say, God, what is for now? And what is old season? What are the things I need to let go of? What are the things I need to prune or trim away, or send on to somebody else? What do I just need to wrap up and finish, so that I can move fully into this new season and this new time of assignment with you? If you got 55,000 emails in your inbox, maybe hire a VA for a month or two to help you get all that sorted out. You can give them some ground rules and say, unsubscribe me from all these lists, and here's the ones that are important that I need to keep. If it looks like it needs a response, put it in this folder so that I can go in and look at it and respond to it. Otherwise, delete that sucker and get it out of my inbox. If your inbox bothers you, I don't care that I have 55,000 emails, because remember, they got to keep up with me. I don't have to keep up with them. All right. So those are just some more practical little tips for you. This is a little different today. Y'all okay with this? We don't go this practical always with Inspire with Fire, but I think we're shifting a little bit. We've done a lot on the spiritual side, and God's now saying, okay, this is life, faith, family, and business. So we need to talk about some, yes, keep our faith at the center and core of everything that we talk about, but there are practical life things that we need to begin to address as well. So that's what we're going to do, as long as God continues to guide us into that. So, all right, that's what we got for today. We're going to hop in and do our decree. Have you guys missed your decrees? Okay, here comes the decree. Y'all ready? Let's decree it together 2 times out loud. I decree I am well balanced in life. I know how to give my burdens to God and let Him refresh and restore me. I know my faithful endurance will yield a big harvest for my life. I decree I am well balanced in life. I know how to give my burdens to God and let Him refresh and restore me. I know my faithful endurance will yield a big harvest for my life. All right, good stuff. Somebody say good stuff. That's some good stuff right there. Hey, what we got over there? Oh, here's some fire from Jillian. Hey, I like the fire. I like the fire. Here's Lisa giving me some fire love. Hey, Kelly, can't wait. Oh, all right. Yes, come back to the replay, and I can't wait to hear all about it, girl. Oh, catch me if you can. Yep, gotta keep up. Gotta keep up. Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear. And looks like y'all got some laughs in today at something I did. Some shenanigan I pulled. Amen to the amen. Yep. Me too. All right, all right, all right. Mary in the house. Good to see you today, Mary. Good to see you. Good stuff. That's good stuff right there. Good stuff. Thank you, Jillian. Thank you, Lisa. All right. So that's what we got for today. Yeah, let me see. Let me do this. You guys know where to find me, KristaAbbott.com. If you want to look at some merch, you can check it out at kingdom818.com. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, and share. If you have not subscribed on YouTube yet, please go over to YouTube and subscribe, so that you can get notifications when I upload videos. All of these get uploaded to YouTube right after the broadcast. So if you miss one, you can catch it there. All right. Otherwise, we'll see you here Monday through Friday at 8:08 a.m. Eastern Time. And now I got a hairball trying to cough it up. All right, so now we got 3 ways to give. If you would like to make a donation, you can do that online at kristaabbott.com/give, or you can give by Cash App at $Dr. Krista. Or if you're a snail mail person, there's an address right there that you can mail stuff to. All right, I think that's all we got for today. So before we roll out, though, I want to say, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May he make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. And may he turn his face toward you and give you peace. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 8:08 a.m. We're back on track. I hope you're ready. Welcome aboard. Hey, Susan, good to see you popping in. We're just closing out, so if you're just rolling in, hop on the replay. It'll be up in just a few minutes here on Facebook. It was good today. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So I will catch you guys tomorrow morning. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.